It's over. The government didn't have power since the pandemic. Like, we're really corporations just running the show at this point. Like, the government right now is taking what they literally the last that they have, and as we say with the whole FTX situation, they're taking the last of what they have and trying.
That's
Yeah,
what I said at the beginning. We have fascism where the companies own the government. And this is what I said. I've made a lot of videos on this too, is like, people think that the government, if we're playing chess, right? If we're playing chess, people think that the government's the king, but they're not. They're the queen. The banks are the king.
Yep.
The banks are the king. And how I think it all plays into XRP, and I think this is probably going to take another 5, 6, 7 years to play out. But for XRP to do what I think it's going to do, there has to be an event or something where the US dollar is like, and it's going to be the haves or the have-nots, in my opinion. I don't know if you've ever heard of me talking about like the Shemitahs and the 7-year cycles, and I don't know if you're familiar with all of that, but I can go pretty deep on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna hear it. I want a brief description of what it is.
Okay, so basically, the Shemitah in Hebrew, and I'm not telling my audience or you or anybody what to believe, but what I'm saying is the powers that be on this realm in the financial sector, they believe it. So therefore, on this realm, it is real. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But in the Hebrew calendar, just like we have the Sabbath, which is the 7th day, the day of rest, right? The 7th year is called a Shemitah. And basically every 7 years, and I can break this down for you pretty deep, but every 7 years, some crazy stuff happens in the financial markets, because it used to relate to farming, but now it relates to the financial sector. So like, okay, 2001, the dot-com bubble busted, 9/11, that was a Shemitah. 2008, the real estate market crashed and the whole entire world economy crashed. That was a Shemitah. 2015, the Chinese stock market crashed. We didn't really feel it here, but I promise you, they felt it in Asia. 2000, and then we just got out of a Shemitah. And on the eclipse of November, FTX collapsed. And I was able to predict this. I have video evidence documented in January of 2021. I said, I have my eyeball, and I was saying, because of the 7-year cycle, I said, I have my eyes on the October eclipse and the November eclipse. I said, one of these days is going to be the bottom and there's going to be a crazy event. I have video evidence. It's still on my YouTube channel right now. And it was literally on the day, November 8th, was the eclipse. And then what happened? FTX collapse. And it goes even deeper too, because this is the 7th 7, and they call that a Jubilee. And after the Jubilee, it's even crazier. So the last Jubilee we had, Richard Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard in 1971. So I'm telling you, like,
it makes sense. It does. It makes sense. Like, it's not nothing where it's not nothing where people will say, oh, this is crazy. But I'm like, yo, everything works in cycles. Everything works in cycles.
Right. That's right.
So
it's all numbers. Like, we're in the matrix, bro. That's what I always say.
It's all matrix. If you can do math, you can predict anything. All of this is just straight codes. It literally is zeros and ones. When I started doing cybersecurity and the things they were teaching us, I was like, well, it just kept proving more and more of how much we're in the matrix and simulation. Like, I'm like, okay, if I can't teach some of this stuff that's coming from what I'm learning in school, because people be like, man, what is he okay?
Damn, hustling.